Get you glowing. This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined here today by my brother, Mr. Craig Richards. How are you, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, my man. Nice to catch up again. Look, big news out this morning. We're seeing 2 undercard fights announced. Felix Cash and Sagani for the EBU, and yourself finally the rescheduled date for the fight with Bolotniks. Don't know why my mind went blank there. On the same undercard as Jermaine Franklin, which it was penciled for the original one with White, and now you get on a really, really big card.
Yeah, I'm excited because, O2 is my favourite venue, number one. 2, the return of Joshua. I feel like it's a return of Craig. Only arena we have in South London. Craig's always, the home. So, yes, can't ask for much more, really. And we always know that, obviously, Joshua coming through as a turned professional. Joshua was bringing British boxing through in the O2 arena, big nights in the O2, and now we're back there. Joshua's returning back to the O2, and I'm on the card, so I'm excited about it.
You spoke before about your eagerness to get this fight rescheduled. I know what happened last time. There was a bit of an illness, and it just wasn't right for you come that Saturday night. Bolotniks can stop DMing you now. The fight is over the line.
Yes, the fight's over. No more DMs, yeah? No more DMs. It was all this conspiracy theory that me and Eddie had this conspiracy to wiggle out a couple of days before. It's like, relax. I picked the fight because I thought it was a good fight. I know he was a good opponent. He's a great fighter, and it'll push me up to where I need to go.
Just as you say, he really is a great fighter. Us who know the sport will know just how seasoned and tough someone like Richard Bolotniks comes in. Had a good fight with Josh Bout. At times in that fight looked like the stronger fighter. Obviously Josh was too much for him towards the end, but obviously got the golden contract win as well. We know what sort of operator you've got in front of you here.
Yeah, we know he's seasoned. We know he's a good operator. We saw what he done in the Ultimate Boxing Tournament. He had some good wins there. Had a good fight with Joshua Boat as well. So we know he comes and brings it. We know he'll be prepared. And that's why, for me, this is the sort of fights I want.
Obviously, you would have had a full camp before for Bolotniks. This time it doesn't change much. Is there anything you maybe look back on last time that you think you can maybe add to this camp? I suppose extra knowledge and extra time, whether you study or don't, is a good thing.
Well, always the longer the time goes on, the better you're getting just generally in boxing. Boxing's a sport that you're always learning anyway. But I was more than ready the last fight, and that's why I was so irritated. I prepared very well, diligently for the last one, and unfortunately what happened on fight week happened, but we don't cry over spilled milk, we move forward. We've got the fight date here now on a big show, and we get it on.
In your eyes, how does this fight play out? Is it one where you have to sort of get yourself in there and sort of gain his respect, or do you sort of, how do you see this going in the back of your mind?
We'll see April the 1st.
It's a great answer. Ain't giving nothing away. Look, you're on the Anthony Joshua undercard. It's going to be a big fight, viewed by loads globally, obviously on the zone. AJ back at his old stomping ground. You must be so excited.
Yeah, very excited. Big card. AJ, he's making his return back at the O2. We know the atmosphere at the O2 is always big. He's a big draw, so we know the O2 is going to be filled that night. Exciting times.
Is there sort of like a personal satisfaction for it? Because we know sort of the last couple of years have been sort of very impressive for yourself. Obviously you had that Bivol fight, and now getting yourself out there, what a way to do 2023, the first fight of it at the O2 on such a big card against such a tough operator.
Oh, 100%. My 2022 was more of a learning year for me. I went through it. Hurdles, trials and errors, and it shaped me up for 2023, and now I want to make sure everything what happened for 2022 gets me prepared for 2023, and there's no better way to start than this.
Craig, you're a fighter, so obviously your eyes will only be on Richard Bolotniks, but I suppose we'd all be lying if there wasn't an end goal in the back of your mind. If I said to you sort of 12, 18 months down the line, is it getting yourself back into world title contention?
100%. I need to be world champion. I can't close my eyes or leave this sport without getting that world title. I've come through the hard route, and I've been so close, half around and around short, obviously, when I went with Beterbiev, and since then I've improved and made loads of improvements, had some tough fights in the meantime, and now I feel like I'm prepared. Everything shaped me up. Everyone knows I never had a big amateur pedigree. I was learning the job when I turned professional, and I feel like everything's come together now.
Just a few more quick ones from me. I haven't been able to catch up with you since the Anthony Yard fight with Beterbiev. Just your thoughts on that fight itself, and I suppose a really courageous effort from Anthony.
Yeah, it was a good fight. He showed a lot of heart, a lot of determination. He showed a lot of grit. Anthony, and it was a good performance. He boxed very well, and it was a very entertaining fight. It was great.
Callum Smith next time out in Liverpool looking to fight Beterbiev. He is Beterbiev's next mandatory challenger. How do you see that fight going?
Good fight. I give Callum a chance to win. Callum's a good fighter. He's got good power. He's got a good boxing brain. He's got that good timing. So I give him a good chance.
Craig, finally from me, Anthony Joshua. Obviously, that is the bill. He fights Jermaine Franklin. Close fight out last time with Dillian White. What are your thoughts on the fight itself? And does AJ have to get a strong knockout win here and get himself back sort of into the routine and the rhythm that the AJ that we used to know?
Well, I feel like it's a perfect fight for him because of Franklin isn't a joke. He can actually box. He's got some skills and he's tough. And I feel like with AJ back at the O2, goes out there and does a number on him, and we see that AJ's back, I think that's what the fans really want to see, is a good benchmark to see where he's at.
Craig, my brother, always a pleasure. Loving the Burberry crepes, by the way. Now we do a little watch thing on as well.
Easy when you're walking past.
My man, thank you very much for your time.